MB Global. If any of y'all have ever heard of that company, the worst trucking company you could drive for probably would be in my top 5 worst trucking companies you could drive for. Don't be fooled by those fake advertisements that they have for MB Global Trucking Logistics. They're out of Addison, Illinois. I just got finished working for them. Long story short, I'm reporting them. And so far, it seems like nobody wants to help me. I've, I've, I've contacted everybody there is to contact. I've contacted the EEOC. I've contacted the labor force. I've contacted DOT. I don't know if these people have these people that if MB Global has these people on their payroll, but something just seems fishy about this. But then again, something seems fishy about the whole trucking company as a whole. But anyway, MB Global, do not work for them. I'm telling you, I just left them. They advertise that you make $2,500 weekly after all expenses, which means after all of your garnishments, without owning equipment. So their whole shtick is you're gonna drive for us as an independent contractor. Translation, you're gonna be paying owner operator prices without owning the fucking truck. For example, this is one of my pay stubs. Look at that. I grossed $2,296. After all of the garnishments, they garnished me down, and I only get to see $502.99 of that money. This is how they were robbing us at MB Global. They're having us pay everything, all the taxes that they should be paying for, while we get stuck with crumbs. Man, these people are so terrible. They rent their trucks out from Penske. This is where these people rent their trucks out from, Penske, and they do not maintenance. They do not maintenance those trucks properly because they know any tire problems or anything like that is going to be garnished off of your check. So they're banking on giving you a fucked up truck. And when you have problems, when you have tire problems, they're just going to take it out of your check. This is what they're doing to us. This is what they did to me as a driver there. Not only that, they falsify your logs. In order for you to have any hopes of making $2,500, which I haven't seen one $2,500 check there since I've been there, they're banking on you to drive illegally. When you run out of hours, they're going to give you a fucked up load and be like, hey, we need you to take this load to Connecticut or whatever. And you're going to be like, hey, you don't only have 5 more hours left to drive, right? And guess what they're going to do? It's okay, buddy. We can give you some more hours. And next thing you know, you're going to look at your electronic log. And next thing you know, your log is going to go from 5 hours to 9 hours. Like, how did they do that? They manipulate your clock to keep you driving, and you're still not going to see what you should be seeing from driving that much. They steer you to drive illegally, and you're still not going to make no money, bro. You're still not going to make no money. They claim you make 82% of the load there. And then I call them on the phone. I'm like, okay, why am I not making the money? And then he says, well, you're supposed to drive 30, at least 3,500 miles a week in order to make that. I'm like, okay, so am I getting paid by the mile or am I getting paid by the load? And then this guy says, well, really, it's both. Because if you factor in X, Y, and Z, he was running a whole lot of game. And then he's like, it really doubles down to you getting paid $2 a mile. So am I getting paid 82% of the load or $2 a mile? These people are scammers, bro. They're a bunch of Russians They're a bunch of foreign people. Somehow they got here to America and made this big old scam company, and they're just scamming drivers. And I don't know how they're getting away with it. Excuse me. I don't know how they're getting away with it, y'all, but please stay away from MB Global. I'm trying to fight them now, man. I done contacted every lawyer I could think of. Everybody saying, "Oh, unfortunately, we can't help out with this case," which is pissing me all the way off. I quit these people. Don't you know these people gave me a truck that transmission was fucked up? Penske gave me a truck whose transmission, the first truck they gave me was leaking oil out the engine, leaking fuel out the engine. So I had to take it to Penske for repairs. They're like, "Oh, we can't repair it right now. We just going to give you this truck." They give me another truck that was even more fucked up than the last one I drove. I'm driving on the road. Next thing you know, the transmission fucks up and the accelerator's not working. I have to ease on the side of the road, or sometimes um, I had to ease on the median and cut my truck off and cut it back on to get it restarted again. Now imagine doing that in a blizzard, which I had to drove through one time. So I had enough of it. I took the truck back to a Penske and I turned in my keys and I said, "I'm done with y'all." Guess what these wicked ass people did? They said, "Hey, we're gonna hold your check. We're gonna hold your check and we're gonna charge you for it." So these people took my last two paychecks from me. And I'm trying to fight right now to get that money back. And so far, it seems like the government is on our side. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, but I know one thing. People don't never want to respond to nothing, but I can see why. I can see why that insurance guy, what happened to him, I can see why that happened. Because nobody wants to help nobody out, but when people start going crazy and bop, 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 then everybody got a problem. Oh, now he's the bad guy, but the person that's robbing people and keeping them from living a livable and healthy life, they're not the bad guy. Okay, I'm just saying. Oh, and also, when you go on Google and you see the reviews for MB Global Logistics, you're going to see a whole lot of 5-star reviews. But when you look at those 5-star reviews, you can tell those reviews are from the people that are sitting in those offices running that company. All the reviews from the drivers are at best 2 stars. Drivers are given, I seen one 5-star review from a driver, and I don't even know if he was a real driver. He said he was a driver in that review. But every other review from a driver is 1 star. They're doing nothing but trying to make their company look good by giving themselves 5-star reviews. So don't believe the good reviews, and you can tell by the way it's written. It's written by people that don't even know how to speak proper English. So yeah, look at those reviews and figure out for yourself which reviews are real reviews or not. This is a fair warning. Do not work for MB Global. I'm telling y'all.